Despite all my searching, I could not find a ruined Nether Portal that fit my needs, that fit the aesthetics I wanted. So, I'm back here to this one, the ruined one under the water. And this is going to be a really big project for me. I've done these before, underwater nether portals, but they're always the small ones. And they usually don't look that good. I mean, I just dive down, cover them in blocks, hollow them out, and fix them up. But this one's going to be bigger and different. And like all big projects, I start this one off with a work platform, which also works as a beacon, so that way I can find my way back here easily, allegedly, supposedly. You know, if I've got enough light up there, and the renderer can, show me the way. But I'm certain that I'll get lost. The other thing I started building when I started doing water things back from my island survival. Learning how to just make things work, and I found that beacon pillars and base platforms usually did the job. And so it begins. My little adventure under the water. Trying to bring about a brand new nether portal. Yeah. I guess we'll see how this one works out. I mean, it can't be that hard, can it? Yeah. Let's get some sleep and start on a fresh day. Right now we're starting on the first stage of what I basically call boxing up the nether portal. The simple plan is to encase it, seal it off, fill it up, drain it out. Right now this is the current territory I'm working at. There's the geode with its little opening. We've got lots of magma blocks all around. Of course, the really big portal over there too. You can see pieces of crying obsidian or the weeping obsidian and more regular obsidians jutting up and around. So the first thing is to get rid of, try and just get rid of things that are going to get in the way. So we'll take the grass out. After that, we'll go through and I'll have to watch the video and see what order I did it in. But I believe I went through and it's just constantly clearing out the base here. Okay, there we get rid of that. Cool. It's probably going to be a very slow and uninteresting video unless you just want to watch technique. Yeah, getting rid of the lava first and collecting up the iron bars. The lava's nice. It provides a lot of light, but it keeps just sucking everything down, and I'm going to need to get rid of it, or a lot of it, so I can get in here, start building a better platform. Plus I want to collect up a lot of the netherrack that's there. I'm going to use that inside later. Netherrack's nice for filling. Even though it's not a gravity block, it breaks really easily, so after cleaning it out, then it's collecting up all the obsidian, crying or otherwise. A lot of it here, there's practically enough to rebuild rebuild the gateway. And just like I said, I've not done one this large before. Most of the times there's nothing too interesting about them, so I just get in there, put their pieces back in, seal them up, drain them out, open up a waterway, an airlock waterway back down into them. Once or twice they've been close to the surface, and I've built kind of a tower around them and had it raise up to just above the water surface to work as a base platform. It's kind of nice. I do a lot of waterway travel in my solo games, so having bases and nether portals out on the waters work because I'm more transporting them, and I like to in my worlds to find ruined nether portals and rebuild them. One, it's less obsidian, but secondly, you can just drive yourself crazy trying to open up a nether portal every place to see what it leads to on the other side. But if you've already got these in place and they're kind of regularly stuck out, then you can maybe get lucky. And a few times I've opened them right up inside the middle of a nether fortress. Saved me from having to do a lot of search for them. This is, of course, the first sealing stage. Is you definitely need to close up the nether portal. It just water is in there, and that's got to be taken care of too. And it's not much more to that. Then once this part's done, you got the frame built and you got it filled in. The next thing is to stabilize out your base platform. That's so that's what it looks like already. Not really built, but now you've got your full spot. It's all filled up. It's ready to go. Now you got to clean things up. See, there's so many uneven levels. And for my design that I have in mind, I'm going to want more than just a narrow platform for this to be around. I want a very large box. I'm going to expand out the amethyst to create a globe, kind of a misshapen globe out from the shard, the geode, out from the geode to surround it. And it's going to be made up of the balsite, the calcite, and of course the amethyst blocks, as well as purple glass. So I need a large interior area to start working on things. Plus, I'm going to need a large interior area just so I can work around and rebuild the frame, completely. Put all of its pieces and parts back. So it's really a lot of busy work. As you can see, I've cleaned out a lot of the netherrack underneath. I've fortunately, made some air pockets underneath there, so that helps out too. I'm kind of covering up some of the lava blocks, which I kept some around so that way I have air places to go get air, because I don't have any potions, and really when doing this, you just burn through water potions. This whole process of what you're going to see took me about 6 hours. That's just too many potions. Fortunately, I've sped up putting the frame out here together. And even that, it's much harder to build a frame in water than it is outside. I don't know how many clips I've cut out of me just trying to aim. Because you move, you turn, you float, you misclick. It's much more difficult than just building something outside. Gravity has its advantage. But the whole thing is we gotta box it all up. So and of course, in addition to drowning, I had a lot of drowned come and bother me. Didn't really misplace a lot of blocks that were too important. Occasionally one clicked to the side because I floated out of range or that. I tried to keep a good pattern going, but as you can see, you move differently and you miss spots. And it's just, oh, there we go, falling off the edge there, you know, just... Oh, fun times. It was fun times. The order of this has been edited. I did sometimes do like work on little sections over here, over there, because there are things I wanted to kind of keep in mind. Was this, you know, as far as I wanted to go? But I've pretty much edited it so it does one wall at a time. And this is speeded up, so that's how hard it is to float and place blocks. I think I have my Depth Strider 3 and my the Breathing 1 on the helmet. I'm pretty sure I have those up, which is what's giving me the advantage here. A lot of times, even though if I'm close to the surface, I might just dive back down to a water pocket because it's in sight more than in mind. I really hope this comes out looking well. So I'm currently I've started doing a little work on it. It's just so many different things that I want to work on, and I apologize. I apologize for this. At this time, I hadn't started using the recording software whose name I've now forgotten. That comes with it's an add-on. But it's allows you to kind of like do cinematographic recording, and I did not have that set up for this. Replay, that's it. Replay. I don't have I wasn't using replay this. I'm still not very good at replay, but I did a lot of replay for work I've done on the temple, and there's going to be a large terraforming recording that I've got. It's actually several terraforming works that I've done, so I may try and build a replay video for that. The other disappointing and lackluster attribute of my videos is I really don't have any music for this. I'm not good at choosing music. I'm not too sure where to go find free, license-free music, so my stuff doesn't get bad other than Minecraft music. And I really just can't think of what Minecraft music would be good to have playing while we're doing all this. But, at times 3 speed, as you can see, the job gets done very quickly. Yeah, just as long as I can click as fast as I move backwards. This was the hard part, this section here. This is the part that runs along the geode. And the real question was, did I come over far enough to do the geode? And I had left a lot of grass there, and you may be able to catch that. There's even a block hit on the grass. I didn't clean it up as much as I should have. But, there's always drowned coming around to, stick their nose in. Yeah, there we go, yeah. I wanted to keep the seaweed, the kelp. It's kelp, not seaweed. I wanted to keep it there because once the glass is all in place, I want there something pretty to look out outside. So that's why I didn't kill all that stuff there on the geode. I may end up killing it off later while I'm doing more work on it, but I can always plant more. It's not that hard. Well, at the time, I may not be thinking about that, but this is it. Like I said, this in itself probably took, I don't know, 3 hours. There's lots of stuff. There's me going down, getting more resources, more blocks for all this. I built an underground quarry under the water to do this, but here it is. This is what it all looks like, walled off. Now I need to fill it up. Isn't that going to be fun? So we've finished building our walls, but that is only the beginning. Now we got to fill this back up. We got to fill it up and kill all the water. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to be filling it up to 1 block just below the top. That way we can lay a
stone layer over this as opposed to more netherrack or dirt. I like using netherrack and dirt for filling things that's easy to break with a pick. I know people would sit there and say, well, use sand, use gravel, they're gravity blocks. Well, they work in most cases, but currently at this time, I did not have access to that. So I was using this, and no, I'm not going to make us watch all this, me do this all the way through. I'm just going to hit a couple of interesting points while we're filling this all up. So, but yeah, and also the gravity points don't work well in spaces like this, and this is what's the underside of the Nether Portal. So, and one of the biggest problems with working down here is the dark to see exactly what you're working on. And from doing my other builds on other underwater things, on my other worlds and stuff, I've learned a couple of simple techniques for light and air, because I don't have any water breathing potions right now. And I think I do have respiration on my helmet, but it's not enough to keep me alive forever. You can tell from my fatigue rating. So just find out making these little things work. They need to be basically 3x3 block is the basics of it, and then you need to dig in a 2x2 section directly in, vertical 2 high and 2 deep, and then that is enough to let the water drop down, and you can have some air back there. So you can stick a torch in there and light up the whole area, or you can make it too high and have yourself another water airlock like this. And as you can see, once I get that in there, it's rather easy just to get in there and fill it up. The one thing about filling this up is you've got to be a little bit careful, because you don't want to accidentally wipe out your air pocket that's underneath there. And sometimes, it's easy. Other times you just put a block in the wrong place and oops, it's all gone. You suddenly you're out of air and you can't put it back, because whatever freak of mechanics that created that, you've just wiped it all out. And if you take the blocks back out and you find there's solid water source there waiting for you instead. So, but this was probably the more time-consuming part, was trying to get this filled up right here. Everything else was more just doing vertical columns. I did run into one last little problem over on the other side, but besides which we'll get to, and this is the problem with having lots of magma blocks. I like to have them around for air, but occasionally they can get you killed, which this almost did. So filling it up, and I made a poor choice in the directions of what I was filling and the way I was closing it off. And I filled this up all the way, and I figured, okay, well, I'll fill this up and I'll block it all off, and then I'll just go down there and get some air and then get myself out. Yeah, sometimes I don't think too far ahead on how I'm doing this. I mean, that looks like the proper way to do this is just to seal it all off. But no, and this is it. This is where I get myself stuck. So I'm dropping on down, I'm getting an airful, and now I'm trying to get back out of it. Except for every time I try to do anything, to move, the fire burn is, well, keeping me from going up, from pushing off and swimming up. So I'm kind of stuck there. As you can see, it's slowly taking my health away. Fortunately, I got out and I eventually filled that back up. So after a couple hours of doing this, I'm down to the last point. What you see there is one of 2 more air pockets and light boxes that I built against the far wall of the box. We're now filling in the last 3 columns of the dirt. With dirt, lots of dirt. Lovely, lovely dirt. So, and it's just remembering and figuring out the occasionally I got the key there that does that annoying thing. I swapped it over onto my solo worlds, but on this one here, I still have it at Q, and occasionally I hit it, and whoops, there goes something. There we go. Okay, it is now all filled with dirt. Yeah, all the water that can be taken care of can be taken care of. And now we're going to be doing the roof. And you would think, trying to do this, I would have this, all planned out. But no, I didn't. I didn't bring down enough stone the first time. And still, even going across the dirt here, it's underwater. It's still, there's lots of misfires. A lot more than anything else that I normally do on the surface. So building underwater, even in a simple place pattern, is difficult. Water is not your friend when you're building. It's not a friendly building environment. It's hard. It's hard to keep building it because of air. It's hard to keep building it because it moves you and you misfire, and you want to go fast and you're not looking where you're going because you want to get this done before you suffocate and drown. So, but but it is working out. Well, you can see every time there's a break there, that means I had to stop for something that normally we just ignore when building on the surface. Yeah. See, look at that, just like. Yeah, and that's it. This is the box. The box is now sealed. Hoorah! All right, and I really hope you didn't think we were done. Yeah, we've boxed it up. We've filled it with dirt. But we're still not finished because we got to go back in now and empty it out. Now, normally I just choose a side and dig myself on it and go to the portal, but that's for your standard small person-sized portals. This one I'm coming in through the geode. So this was part of it. This will be the entrance way into it. I kind of like that, just diving down, but I'm sure most people would find that inconvenient, so someday I'll build something up. But in the meantime, now we got to try and go inside. Now I want to kind of go inside without damaging the amethyst buds. So let's see what we can do here. Oh, that's not too bad. There's amethyst and calcite, which means I'm already right there. Yep. And we're going to dig ourselves in, and then we're going to have to figure out how we're going to tackle this thing because it's huge. And there goes that. And look, I've struck dirt. I have discovered dirt. I am so lucky. So much dirt. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of dirt. Fortunately, I have my awesome efficiency shovel. I think it's efficiency 4 at least. But, yeah, so it's a lot of tackle because we're at the bottom and we've got to go up to the top to start this. You saw the size of the box. You know the size of the box. It's going to just be very difficult to do. And we've got to do this from the top for a couple of reasons. One, it'd be easier to get the dirt that's going to be pressed up to the ceiling. But the other one is dealing with the portal frame. So you will see why in just a minute. Like I said, I've never done a frame this big. Oh, portal. We've reached the portal. All right. There we go. Now let's see what happens. So we're on the outside, and there's some netherrack I put there for the original fill-in. And there it is. That's exactly why we're at the top. Because the entire frame is filled with, I don't know what you call them, transparent blocks, and they all are waterlogged. And all that water coming out is giving me a real pain in the butt, trying to keep me going. I have no idea why I was trying to dig there. Maybe I was trying to put the water down, but it just wasn't doing the job. There we go. That's kind of what I want to do. I want to be on the outside of the flow so I can just reach it. The biggest trouble with doing this is I was trying to do this so fast that there were times that I forgot what the pattern of the blocks were when I put them back in. Sometimes even the pattern of the iron, that sometimes didn't get put in either. But just still, and then you get it all out, and then there's some more in there, and you have to go get that. So you see that, and it's not an easy. It's a tedious task. I mean, if I took this thing down didn't take this all out, there'd just be water pouring everywhere, and that'd just make it worse, because then you got to climb up to the very top of this thing. You know, and the lighting's not good. See, there's that one there. I think I end up putting that one back incorrectly. So, but, you know, and this is just the first section. There's an entire frame. If you think about that frame, you know, almost every piece of that frame is going to have a water source in it. It has to be taken care of. Let's see. No, I put it in wrong. Oh well. Like I said, I did my best to try and remember what it was. And that's kind of the unfun part of this, is just getting all that out. Trying to remember which way did it go, and I don't even think it went that way. So, and I still have a piece of iron bar left from something. That may have been it right there, and that may have been something else I had from leftover from a different part. But, you know, well, here we are at the very top now. Yeah, it's just, it's a huge undertaking. You see, there's more. Just, oh, I guess there's something down in there, and I can't even see what it is. It's a half block, so half slab. Oh, look, there's more iron down there. Could have gone at this a couple of different ways. I don't know if this was the best way to do this. But yeah, see, there's the gold block right there. So we're pretty much at the very top of the frame. And there's the obsidian down below. You may remember me having to take a piece of the iron out in order to fit a piece of the obsidian in. That was a weird design. I don't know why that frame had that either. It's just like, it didn't seem to fit. It's like the whole arch came up, and then there was a piece of iron there. Yeah. And no, we're not going to go through and do every piece. I was just giving a couple examples here of what has to go through here in order to get this done. Yeah, and there's still even more water, another water piece way back in there. I'll have to get to that later. Well, like I said earlier, it's never really done. Yeah, there's still more to do on this. And, you know, here we are. We're like 4 blocks down from the roof. Maybe it's 5. I don't know. But you can see it's just, we're up so high. You know, you can't even tell it except for by the reference of the top of the frame there. And we got to dig all this out. This took me a few hours to do. It was quite an exhausting endeavor. I know. People say, I mentioned this earlier, should have used sand, should have used gravel to put it in. Yeah, well, putting it in is, you know, yes, a little bit easier. Taking it out, it's the same thing. You're just trying to level it down. But this is the easier method. I mean, can you imagine going up here on scaffolding or blocks trying to get up there? And then after like an hour or so of cleaning this down, we're finally down to the last piece. We've cleared out everything on top, below, and just a few floor pieces. Got a little bit of some dirt, some netherrack. Yeah. A little bit of dirt there. And it's kind of interesting to still see the floor and some of the magma blocks in the floor like that. So, but this is the cool part. This is the cool part that I really kind of like. You can see the diamond spread pattern of the torches on the walls. So you can see that 14 block radius that they put out. And you see it up there. Yeah, there's a good look of it. I did a screenshot for the SMP to show that off. It's just, you know, you don't see that. I mean, you don't often see that in your builds when you're laying it out or on the ground because you're not up above. But there it is. There's your 14 blocks from the top of that diamond to the bottom, to the left, to the right. You can see there's a second one kind of crossing over into it. There's the full portal, of course. Still needs a lot of work. Give me some fish. Fish. Well, that's pretty much it. You know, I still haven't to this day made a better staircase than that. But now we're all done. We can just go back and relax. Have a nice, fine, chill time, maybe up on the platform. You know, and just... You know, that's up. Nope. Nope. More nosy neighbors. Yeah. So they're complaining. I don't know. Maybe they're part of the underwater HOA. You know, you have violated our building codes. That's it. That's the box. And it's all done.